People are selling their souls in modern life in more ways than you would ever imagine. And deep down to the things, the people, the situations they're selling their souls to is undoubtable evil. If any of this sounds like you or resonates with you, take this as your sign, your severe, important warning sign to do something about it and stop bullshitting yourself. And speaking of which, if you're tired of fake positivity, fluff and nonsense that doesn't actually improve your life, join my free community, the No Bullshit Society. The link's in the description down below to level up through truth. It's totally free. Look, we are selling our souls, and I have been down this route as well. And thank God I took back control of my life and took back control of our soul. When our body physically decays, God forbid, when we age fast, when we look and feel awful, lose energy, it's our soul that's dying. Now, health-wise, we might not have anything wrong with us, but inside our soul is dying. When we feel something in the pit of our stomach, our gut instinct trying to warn us about something, trying to prepare us for something, we ignore it and therefore kill ourselves and our souls in the process. But if the masses want to do so, if the majority want to do so, let them do so. It doesn't mean that you're better. It means that you are free. And when you save your soul rather than sell your soul, you become unapologetically, authentically yourself. And you know yourself. But it's easier because you're not faking it anymore. You're not lying to yourself. You're not killing yourself any longer. That's why you're naturally yourself, because your soul breathes and flows the energy through your body and outwardly. And you become the most attractive, the most successful, and the most peaceful version of yourself, because that's your soul. It's pure. It's in there. And even if you're not religious, take it from this perspective. You're selling yourself. You're selling your dignity, your morals, your values, what you truly believe in, for bullshit and nonsense. And you're not alone. So here's the brutal ways people have sold their souls in modern life. Firstly, people trade truth for approval. They silence themselves to be liked, validated, or accepted. And that's self-erasure. To be somebody you're not is one of the most soul-destroying things you can do. I was raised to be a people pleaser. I was told to put others and their opinions and feelings above mine. I was told that I'd be lucky to have friends, very lucky to have a girlfriend one day, and so on. So therefore, my natural wiring was to trade my truth for approval. In school, I did everything possible to be friends with everyone and anyone. In dating, I was the nice guy. I used to just chase and chase and chase and chase and chase. And whenever I disagreed with something, whenever I wanted to say something, I silenced myself. I bit my tongue. I turned the other cheek for that validation, just so I could be liked, just so I could be accepted by the cool kids. But by my late 20s and early 30s, I realized the following. I was pretending to be somebody I wasn't. Friends betrayed me and scammed me and lied to me and treated me like shit anyway because they weren't my friends. And I silenced myself and put up with nonsense and bullshit in a toxic relationship, which I'll touch on a little bit later. By trading your truth for approval, you're just like everybody else. And this isn't about politics. This is not about any of that crap. It's about your truth. What you really want out of life. What you really want to say. How you feel. And if you keep biting your tongue till it bleeds in your mouth, you are selling your soul. You are selling the authentic, beautiful, prosperous, incredible you. And for what? And for whom? This is a more accurate way especially in modern times. It's faking happiness online whilst rotting inside. As I've already said, our soul can rot inside. And through our thoughts, our choices and actions, that's how we do it. I've seen beautiful people rot their soul inside, literally in front of me, because they faked happiness. They build digital masks to hide emptiness, chasing likes like addicts, chasing the next hit. These people, 10, 15 years ago, were different. There was a bit more about them. But due to the rise of Instagram, TikTok, and all this other crap, now they fake happiness. If you truly know them like I do and see through the bullshit and realize that social media is just a highlight reel, they're rotting inside. There is a severe emptiness. And I saw that firsthand when I dated a narcissist. Somebody who fakes happiness constantly online. We would argue, we'd shout, scream, we'd be at loggerheads, we'd be miserable. But then she'd post a photo of us. And all the comments, all the people thought we were this happy couple. When my soul and my heart was rotting inside. Staying in toxic relationships out of fear is selling your soul. And you can even apply that to a working relationship. You'd rather rot with familiarity than face solitude, the uncertainty. And the soul dies slowly in that cage. The amount of people I've worked with in toxic relationships and toxic workplaces is staggering. But yet they stay. Had I not walked away from the wrong people, situations and so on, I couldn't inspire you. Had I not moved on, I wouldn't be able to tell you how to do it, but I've done it. But some of the darkest places I've ever been mentally and emotionally were in toxic relationships, work environments. Staying out of fear sells your soul. When I was in a toxic work environment, I used to cry walking into that office. I used to have nightmares. I hated it because it wasn't me. And I was right. My instinct told me this is not right. This is not normal. This is not for me. And I had a narcissistic, racist boss, and I was right. And I was gaslighted by my father, of all people, who told me, oh, this is work, get used to it. I said, no, something doesn't feel right. That was my soul crying out for help. And the last time I was in a toxic relationship, my soul was on the verge of completely dying when I stared opposite a babbling egomaniac who didn't hear me, didn't see me, couldn't feel me. And internally my soul said to me, you've got to get out. You have got to get out. An obvious way people are selling their souls is selling integrity for money. They take jobs, deals, shortcuts that betray who they are. Call it hustle, the rise of OnlyFans, and other disgraceful activities that sell the integrity. Because money is not the root of all evil. It's what you do with the money and how you pursue the money that determines evil. And we live in this culture now where don't worry about tomorrow. Let it all work out for itself. Enjoy life. Make as much money as you can right now doing so. Unless you've suffered from PTSD like I have, and I've been going through it recently as well due to a very traumatic event in my life, it's going to hit them hard. And their souls would have died long before that. I get it. These are desperate times. I get it. Cost of living. I get it. I understand it. But selling your integrity and betraying who you are, what you believe in, it's not worth it. It is better to fail and then find what you're naturally good at and grind and hustle through that, than betray yourself. I made a lot of money very quick and then I lost it all because it wasn't right for me. It was the wrong business, wrong timing. I was immature in my 20s. Now what I do is a slow, gradual grind. And every day I show up and I work and I offer value and I'm myself. And I don't betray anything or anyone. And lastly, letting envy dictate everything is the number one way and the worst way people have sold their souls. So, the difference between envy and jealousy is a very cruel realization. Jealousy is me looking at you and saying, oh, you're doing really well. I'm jealous of where you are. But that's inspired me to work harder and get to that situation. Envy, my good friend, is me wishing for whatever good you've worked towards to be taken away. And that's when your soul is dead. And thanks to social media and thanks to unrealistic expectations and weird ideas and so on, evil in this world, that's where people sell their souls. They genuinely will go above and beyond to sabotage your happiness, your success, your health, your lives through this envy. And then the soul is gone then. And who or whatever they've sold their soul to, heartbreaking and frightening. Not a lot of people will be able to face this uncomfortable conversation and these truths, and instead will be obsessed with all the nonsense and bullshit. And if you are sick and tired of fake positivity, bullshit and nonsense and not growing in the process, join my free community, the No Bullshit Society, the only self-improvement community where we face the truth head on with the pursuit of growth, improvement, and being held accountable. It's free to join. The link's in the description and in the pinned comment down below. I've come very, very close many times to selling my soul, and every single time my life has fallen apart. And the moment I've stood up for myself and through truth and pushing through adversity, I'm more in tune with myself, learn more, and I grow in the process. If any of these things resonated with you and you're doing them, this is your sign. This is your warning. Stop. Right now. Enough is enough.